Malaya and British Borneo dollar. The Malay and British Borneo dollar, known as the ringgit in Malay, Jawi, RGH was the currency of Malaya, Singapore, Sarawak, North Borneo, Brunei and Riau Archipelago from 1953 to 1967, and was the successor of the Malayan dollar and Sarawak dollar, replacing them at par. The currency was issued by the Board of Commissioners of Currency, Malaya and British Borneo. Prior to 1952, the board was known as the Board of Commissioners of Currency, Malaya. The Malay and British Borneo dollar was used in Malaya after independence in 1957 and in Malaysia after its formation in 1963, as well as in Singapore after its independence in 1965. After 1967, the two countries and Brunei ended the common currency arrangement and began issuing their own currencies. However, the Malay and British Borneo dollar continued to be legal tender until 16 January 1969. The currency was also being used in the Riau Archipelago in Indonesia prior to 1963. History. Board of Commissioners of Currency, Malaya and British Borneo. The Currency Ordinance No. 44 of 1952 of the Crown Colony of Singapore, No. 33 of 1951 of the Federation of Malaya, No. 10 of 1951 of North Borneo, and No. 1 of 1951 of Sarawak implemented an agreement between those governments and the state of Brunei for the establishment of a. This agreement became effective on 1 January 1952. The board consisted of 5 members: Financial Secretary of Singapore, who was also the chairman of the board, Minister of Finance for the Federation of Malaya, Governor of Sarawak, Governor of North Borneo, British resident of Brunei, and 2 further appointed by agreement of the participating governments. End of common currency. On 12 June 1967, the currency union came to an end in Malaysia. Singapore and Brunei each began issuing their own currencies: the Malaysian ringgit, Singapore dollar, and Brunei dollar. The currencies of the 3 countries were interchangeable at par value under the interchangeability agreement until 8 May 1973, when the Malaysian government decided to terminate it. Brunei and Singapore continue with the agreement until the present day. The Board of Commissioners of Currency, Malaya and British Borneo, was officially wound up on 30 November 1979. Coins. Coins were issued in bronze 1-cent square-shaped coins issued between 1953 and 1961, and circular coins of similar composition from 1962, and cupro nickel 5, 10, 20, and 50 cents. These all shared a similar basic design depicting Queen Elizabeth II on the obverse and denomination on the reverse. However, the Queen was replaced with 2 daggers on the smaller round cent of 1962. These coins carried the same design features and sizes from the coins of the previous Commissioner's Currency and Straits series, making them relatively unchanged in appearance except for the depictions of the British monarchs. The older coins also continued to circulate alongside these, bearing the new title. Banknotes, banknotes, banknotes. 1953 series. All notes bear the date 21 March 1953 and signed by W.C. Taylor, the chairman of the Board of Commissioner of Currency. The $1, $5, and $10 notes were printed by Waterlow and Sons. The $50 and $100 notes were printed by Bradbury, Wilkinson and Company Limited, and the $1,000 and $10,000 notes were printed by Thomas de la Rue and Company Limited. As a safeguard against forgery, a broken security thread and the watermark of a lion's head were incorporated in the paper before printing. 1959 series.